onto?
You're recording into
YouTube.
Zoom, but not onto YouTube. So now you're going to be on
Got it.
YouTube.
All right.
Just let me know when I'm ready to roll.
Okay. And we're on.
All right. Welcome, everyone. Auden, can we have a roll call, please?
You may. Jones,
Present.
Abakoga,
Here.
Abakoga present, Flagger,
Here.
Flagger present, Constantine,
Present.
Constantine present, and Sayak.
Present.
Sayak present. With
Awesome.
5 members present, we have a quorum.
All right. Again, welcome, everyone. I'm going to try to run this meeting from an iPhone 12. So I got the little one. So do the best I can, seeing raise hands and people wanting to speak. So let's start out by with the consent agenda. Let's see if there's any members of the public who would like to comment on the consent agenda.
We have no members of the public with their hands raised.
All right. So I'll entertain a motion for the consent agenda.
Oh,
Yep.
actually.
Oh.
Oh, Chappie.
Yes.
I'm sorry. I had a question. I can't find it, but for do we have the calendar of meetings for 23 or 22 in here?
Well, it should be for 23.
Did you, I'm sorry, did that not, oh, it's supposed to be 23.
Okay, that's what
That's my mistake, sorry.
So could we change that to 23? And then I was actually looking for the calendar, the actual calendar, and I can't find it yet. But I thought, did you say yesterday at VTA that the VTA board meeting will be on the second Thursday of January because of the New Year? I'm wondering if there's a conflict with our meeting.
That's
Yeah.
a great, it's a great point.
So yeah, I'm sorry, I can't find the calendar yet, but
Yeah.
we normally meet the second Thursday, so it'd be January. But then I thought you said you announced yesterday at VTA, we were moving VTA's board meeting to that second Thursday as well.
Yeah, but just, before Gary gets all over me, actually that is the next item on
Oh,
the agenda.
Okay.
So let's work through the consent agenda first.
Oh, I'm
and then
sorry.
it's
You're
okay.
right.
I didn't want Gary yelling at me.
You know how mean I am.
I'm sorry, I was looking at the consent agenda for the November board meeting. Sorry, so my bad. But I'll make a motion for the consent agenda for this meeting. Sorry.
Thank you. And we had a, you already had no, we didn't have a second. Can we
I'll
get
second Sayok.
Okay, thank you.
All
All
right.
right.
I'll call the roll. Flagger,
Yes.
Flagger, aye. Sayak,
I.
Sayak, aye. Constantine,
Aye.
Constantine, aye. Jones,
Aye.
Jones, aye. And Abakoga,
Aye.
Abakoga, aye. With 5 ayes, the motion carries.
Great. Thank you. Next is the November Board of Directors meeting agenda. And Margaret, do you have a question on that
Yes,
item?
thank you. Thank you. So it's item 1C, the calendar of meetings, I believe should be for 2023. And then again, I'm still looking for the actual calendar, but January 12th would be, I believe, our first meeting for the Cities Association. But Chappie, if you could, confirm. I thought I heard you say that yesterday at VTA that VTA was moving their board meeting to the 12th as well. Is that true?
Yes, because of But
I'm on
let
the,
me let's
I'm
keep
on
it.
the
Let's
board.
keep it.
I just emailed the calendar to everyone.
Yeah,
Sorry,
But-
I'm not sure why it didn't go through.
if you look at the well, let me make sure I'm in the right year. That would be helpful.
On the VTA website, it's showing as January 5th, 2023, but it
Yeah.
may not have been revised.
Yeah, it
But there's
just,
really
it just happened last night, so I don't know if that may made that change, but
Probably not.
I may not have heard, I wasn't sure if I heard you well, right, correctly. I was kind of off and on, but I thought I heard you say that you were,
yeah, there was a discussion about a conflict, but January 5th is not a conflict with New Year's.
no,
So let's keep let's not make any changes to the calendar. I'll check in with VTA to get a confirmation of when that January date is. And
I can't remember that.
Yeah.
Of course, it was so long ago. It was just yesterday.
I remember that they came up about a conflict with New Year's, but I don't remember that being the
I think-
board.
The board meeting.
I think it had to do with, some of, like, our city doesn't change over until the 10th. And so the newly seated members won't be there on the 5th, and they won't be there till the 12th. And so I thought that was the reason why VTA wanted to move it down.
I'm with I'm with Rich, even though it was just last night. It was a blur. I need.
We could correct it by the time of the meeting.
Board meeting.
I'm speaking for Shally, the
Well,
royal
I-
we here.
I just sent it. I'm not sure my oversight in not sending it to Auden. I did have a couple of questions about dates. Is it should we discuss now or later?
Yes, we're on that topic. So yes.
Okay. So we have the city selection committee meeting on January 12th. So I hope that's okay. And then according to the 22 calendar, we had it in April. So I put the city selection committee meeting again in April. It could be April 13th. Do we meet on the last night of Passover? I'm thinking about the holidays and trying to plan around the holidays. We don't have that many conflicts. I just wanted to know. That's not usually a conflict, or it is a conflict?
Chappie, can I?
Yes.
I know I don't think we've ever had a conflict with Passover, but we've had conflicts with Hanukkah, and I know at least one former board member, I'm blanking on his name. He was president at the time, from Palo Alto, had pointed that out several times, that we were always planning things during Hanukkah.
So in 2023, we're okay. Hanukkah is December 7th through the 15th.
Yeah,
So the
but
first part of
Passover's-
Hanukkah, yeah.
But I'm thinking, I think I know where you're going, Shally. Passover is a pretty, it's a holy holiday, so I don't think we should, and I'm not going to be there, but I think we should be planning on that. So
And I misspoke. I'm sorry. The first night of Hanukkah is December 7th, and that's when we would typically have our holiday party. I did check the League of California Cities annual conference. It's a little bit late next year. It's September 22nd to the 23rd.
okay.
I checked Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur, Hanukkah, Easter, and obviously Christmas Eve, Christmas Day.
So what about moving it out a week to the following Thursday? Is there any conflict there?
Let me just check. That would be December 14th, roughly. Let me just check. Sorry. Yes, because it's still a night of Hanukkah. The last night of Hanukkah is December 15th.
Okay.
Usually it's just the first night of Hanukkah that people are concerned about, but I
If,
don't know.
if you're trying to avoid a Jewish holiday, I would avoid Passover versus Hanukkah.
Okay. I think Passover is a little more solemn.
Yeah.
Yom Kippur.
But usually the last night of Passover is not celebrated. It's usually on the first or second night.
True.
You can tell we don't have any Jews on the board here. We gotta look at that answer right out the bat.
Yeah, so I
So
guess Charlie, don't know. I got it for you because I don't know if it's appropriate or not to schedule the event on the first day of Hanukkah, middle of Hanukkah, or last day of Hanukkah.
yeah.
Maybe we should just double check on both of those issues and come and
Yeah, I was gonna
Do it
propose, since the first potential conflict isn't until April, maybe we go ahead and approve the proposed calendar and in the staff report explain that we may move those dates depending on what we learn, because we recognize those are religious and other recognized holidays of our members. So that's how maybe we can handle it.
Okay.
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 So what do you want to do about January? I just texted staff waiting to hear back. Can we just hold it until we confirm and get it
Mark,
by the board meeting
So-
next week?
point of clarification, President.
Yes, go ahead.
Jodes, so I'm trying to understand the January conflict, Margaret. So is it that there's a proposed VTA meeting on the same night that we have our Citizens Association meeting?
Yes, so last night we met and I thought we voted, or I didn't have a vote, but the board voted to change the meeting from the 5th to the 12th because of the city council changeovers not all being completed until the second week. So we could potentially have a conflict if that's the case on the 12th,
And what time does the VTA meeting start?
5:30.
And it
I'm
normally,
gonna, email Elaine right now to find out for sure.
Oh, great, Elaine.
We actually moved it.
So I should leave the draft calendar as it is for now, just pending.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And who's to say we should move our date and not VTA?
I don't know, chair and vice chair, VTA chair and vice chair. Tell us.
If only we had the power.
Okay, any other thoughts, questions, concerns on that?
I think
Go ahead, Lisa.
I know you can't see your hands. I think another question Shally raised, Chappie, related to the selections committee, and this has come up, as you know, with Councilmember Gibbons about having the dates for our selections committee meetings. And so I think we agreed that we would have one in January. But to Shali's question, it normally falls November, April, but by moving the November selections committee meeting now to January, do we still keep the April selections committee, or do we want to move that to June or maybe a little later? Remember, this came up with Councilmember
Yes.
Gibbons.
Yes, I remember very clearly. I don't remember what happened yesterday, but I definitely remember that conversation. Actually, Mariko and I are actually having a meeting next week to really work through that. So I recommend that we keep it as is for right now. and then let Mariko and I kind of work, like I said, work through it and come back with our recommendation. So that'd be my recommendation, to come back with a recommendation. How's that? All right. Any other thoughts, questions, concerns on any of the other non-calendar related items? Okay, are there any members of the public who would like to comment on the November Board of Directors meeting agenda?
There are no members of the public with their hands raised.
Okay. Well, I will entertain a motion for this item.
However, Councilmember
Chappie, I'm
Evans
sorry.
has their hand raised.
I'm sorry, I'm like, so Margaret, are you making a motion? Because I have a question.
Actually, I had another
Okay,
question.
you go first.
Oh, thank you. Regarding the, AB 361, the 30-day using Zoom, how do we do that since we're not meeting in December? When don't we need to do it again in December to continue through January?
I've been taking the position that despite the language of the statute, that there's no intent for an emergency statute to require a meeting during an emergency to extend something just solely for that purpose, so that it lasts until the next meeting. And at the next meeting, you can make the decisions. So you're past your next reso in January. And I've been doing that for other clients. So, we've been doing that, and that's been my interpretation. That it lasts until our next, either 30 days or our next meeting.
Oh, okay.
Because I don't want to have it, if we're meeting solely for the purpose of extending it during an emergency, it does not seem logical to me that with COVID, we'd want to get people together to declare an emergency to continue not to meet in person.
Okay.
Just doesn't.
I have been on other
Like
boards.
some other agencies that are doing
We
it
have
just
yeah.
for doing it. Well,
So
we
that-
can, if you're uncomfortable doing it that way, then we can have a special meeting in December to extend it. We have to do it, 30 days from, within 30 days of
today,
the
or-
10th.
Yeah. I mean, I'm open to whatever you all feel that, I'm open to what you all want to do.
Well, I'm perfectly comfortable, extending everything into January. So
I second
supportive.
that.
So point of order for our discussion regarding the VTA. I just received an email back or a text back from Elaine. We're not going to decide until the December meeting on what we're going to do for January.
there you go. That's why
Great.
we couldn't remember what we decided.
Margaret was just testing us all. And we failed, Chappie. We failed miserably.
I didn't remember deciding on anything. That's why I'm glad we cleared that up.
So we should just go ahead and approve our calendar, and then VTA can figure it out.
Exactly. Exactly. And everybody's okay with just extending the decision on the hybrid meetings until January? Okay.
In February, we will be the last meeting we possibly could meet virtually, because it ends at the end of February.
Okay.
So Chappie, quick question on the Board of Directors agenda. I noticed that we don't have an agenda item to give an update on the JPA. I know we are not having a discussion, but is there any plan by you, Gary, and Margaret to give an update about where we are in the process?
What in terms of an update, what did you envision, Lisa?
You see, you're on mute.
So I imagine,
I didn't want to hear what she actually said.
right. I just feel like the agenda, and that is the last meeting for the calendar year, is silent on one of the big things we have been working on most likely will continue to work on. And just to address the elephant in the room, because there may be members with questions like what's going on with the JPH. So just to explain that we're still, and I assume this is what we're doing, that we're still working with the city, addressing the questions raised by the city managers group, and other areas. And once we have that resolved, it will be brought back to the board. I assume that's where we are in the process. But I think, and even in your president's update, if there's such an agenda item, I do think it's worth mentioning where we are in the process.
I'm perfectly fine with that. Just giving an update. All right, so let's add that.
Do you want that on the agenda?
Yes.
Okay.
May I ask, Gary, are you working on will you give me the wording for that agenda item?
JPA update.
Thanks.
Anytime, Gary.
Just sometime before that meeting, tell me if you want me to do it or not, or whether you'd rather do it.
I'll wait till 5 minutes before the meeting to let you know.
No problem. I'll be there.
And where would you like that on the agenda? Like right after the consent, or
let's do it early and get it out of the way.
okay, right after the consent calendar.
Yeah.
Got it.
Okay. Anything else? If not, I'll entertain a motion.
There's a typo, sorry, on the agenda. I'm just seeing it now. On the racial justice update 2B, it should be County Hate Crime Commission, not city.
Yeah, good catch.
Yeah.
And with that change, I move that we approve the board of directors agenda.
Can I get a second?
I'll second. Sayok.
Thank you. On? Did we lose her?
I'm here. Hi. I'll call
Thank
the
you.
roll now. Abakoga,
I
I, Constantine,
Aye.
Constantine, I, Sayak,
Aye.
Sayak, I, Jones,
Aye.
Jones, I, and Fliger.
Yes.
Fliger, I, with 5 ayes, the motion carries.
Great, thank you. Next item is update on upcoming events. Sally, you wanna give us
Yeah.
an update?
Thank you. So we have about 20 people who have signed up for Kevin Duggan's workshop. Everybody knows that it's in person at the Los Altos Community Center. Auden, have we gotten any more RSVP since the last time we spoke?
It was 20 since I had last checked, but let me check again.
We'll send something out today, and we'll send something out on Monday or Tuesday. We're letting people sign up all the way up, probably up until the 9th. They could actually sign up on the 10th too. That would be fun. And then, while
Yeah,
you, I'm sorry.
Oh, I was just gonna say there's a couple of cities I'm trying to get the whole city council to attend. They really need it.
I will say not everyone from our board has signed up, so I'm not sure what to do about that, considering they will be there for the board of directors meeting, so they could just kind of stay for the training.
Are you talking about Rich? I'm just kidding.
was talking about Los Altos Hills, our nearest neighbors.
Could I ask two clarifying questions, just based on two questions I received, Shali?
Okay.
One, will it be, I know it's all in person, but will it be recorded?
Right now, we don't have plans to record it.
Okay,
We're debating whether we should live stream it for the public, just in the best interest of transparency. But I haven't really been advertising that because then I thought people will just decide to watch it on YouTube instead of showing
Yes.
up in person.
I agree. I agree.
So yeah, and
Even
I
though we just-
yes, and I did have Kevin do a walkthrough of the community center and check out the room and the AV that's available. So he's pretty happy with it. We may or may not need extra space for breakout rooms. So I think we're good.
And then the second thing I would encourage you to emphasize in the reminder that you are
The
Auden,
board meeting. I'm sorry.
that, Shali, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Just to make it clear that it's all council members are invited, not just the board members. I don't think that's been, I know at least one council member had asked me if it's for all council members or if it's just for the board representatives. So just to emphasize that would be helpful.
Okay, we have invited all council members and all city managers.
Yeah, I agree, Nisa, that we should, make it very clear, as well as the newly elected council members. Auden, see your hands raised.
So we have 26 members signed up or people signed up, and then 2 board members have RSVP'd no on the calendar invite, and 1 alternate has RSVP'd no.
Okay, thank you. Mariko?
So you mentioned new members. Is there a date by which people have to register? Because people may not know until the 9th or 10th until they're elected.
Yeah, so we previously, when we first started the whole RSVP process, it was November 3rd, but I've been in communication with anyone who emails me that you can RSVP, as late as you need to. It'll be totally fine. I'm encouraging RSVPs because I'm telling people that I need a count for food. I don't really need a count for food, but I figure that would make people RSVP one way or the other. Someone did ask, I believe it was Cupertino, whether city council candidates were invited. Given that we may or may not know how those races play out by November 10th. So if there's a clear winner, then of course they should come.
I mean, is there any reason if someone wants to come, they've either won or, they're not sure? I just don't see us, like turning them away. Or, if they want to participate, that's fine.
If I may, this actually raises a question, and it may be for Gary, because this is a public meeting, correct, Gary? So members of the public will be able to observe at a minimum.
Right. This actually isn't a public meeting. It's an education session, and I think I said when I was asked this question before that in the interest of transparency, I think we should allow members of the public to attend.
Okay. I thought it was part of the board.
We're actually required in order to use the Brown Act exemption to allow members of the public attend unless there's a fee for attending. And in this case, I don't think it would be appropriate for us to charge $1 to attend just to keep out the public. I think our highest goal is transparency, so we might as well let people attend if they wish to.
So Gary, may I ask you then, if the education session is open to the public, and we have city council members who may or may not have won their races, can they attend as the public and then not participate? Like if Kevin has breakout rooms and whatnot, like just observe?
I think as long as people are not disruptive, there's no reason not to allow them to participate.
Okay.
But that's, my opinion on that.
Okay. then I'll get back in touch with Cupertino.
Okay.
That's it for the November 10th workshop. The next is the holiday party on December 8th. We need to write on a city champion. So that's all.
Yes, we're taking suggestions on city champions. If anybody has any great suggestions or even mediocre suggestions, we're taking them all. So just let me know offline. I need help. It's a cry for help. Anyway. Shally, any other updates?
No, I know I've got an executive director update coming up. The only other thing that I'm intensively working on is the JPA questions. But that's it for the update on upcoming events.
Okay. And are there any members of the public who would like to comment on this item?
There are no members of the public with their hands raised.
Got it. All right, that was an informational item, so no need to vote on it. And now we're on to Santa Clara County Cities Managers Association update. And Zane is going to give us an update, and he's going to tell us that the city managers no longer need the 17 questions answered, and they're going to go along with anything we want. So go ahead, Zane.
Oh, I wish I could provide that update. I actually don't have an update, but the City Managers Association will meet on Wednesday, November 9th, and I'll provide an update to this group at the board meeting on the 10th.
Fantastic. Thanks, Zane. Appreciate it. All right. Next is the executive director update. Shally?
Yeah, so like I mentioned before, between the November 10th educational workshop, the holiday party on the 8th, and the JPA questions, those are the three big things that I have been working on. That's it. And I have been meeting with our planning collaborative consultants, and they are looking forward to giving their update on November 10th.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you. Should I mention that Paul Penninger is leaving? Is that it?
Yes.
Okay. So at my meeting with him yesterday, Paul said that he's leaving, but he will be, I think he leaves a few days after November 10th. But so he will be there in person to give the planning collaborative update. And then also via Zoom will be the Driscoll in Baird and Driscoll. Oh my gosh, I'm blanking on his first name. Him and Christy Wang, formerly of Spur, they're kind of assigned to our team.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So now we're going to go back out to the public because I know there's a demand to speak on or make final comments. So Auden, are there any members of the public who would like to make public comments at this time?
Ridley, not this time.
Okay. Oh, well. All right. As always, next year. Anyway, if there's nothing else, I don't see any hands raised. This meeting is adjourned.
Thank you,
Take
everyone.
care, everyone. Have a great
Bye.
weekend.
Have a good weekend.
Bye.